you know, a couple of years ago I had an interesting dream, and I'm actually a lucid dreamer, so sometimes I dream about something, and then 2 years down the line or 3 years down the line, I see exactly the same dream in front of me. It's like, wow. So about 2 years ago, I saw a dream of going to this place in the mountains, and it was just so beautiful. And there were other people coming to this place as well, and it was very light. It felt like I went to another planet somewhere. When I woke up, I was like, where did I really want to go to that place. It was just so light and positive. And all of a sudden, I'm looking around and I'm understanding the meaning of this dream, that by coming together to places like this, we are creating a different experience, a different dimension, and it is so light. We're bringing so much positivity and so much vibrant energy to places like this that it just really lifts the heart. It lifts my heart. I don't know about yours. It's really the same. So just to introduce ourselves, I'm Yulia Tarbath, and this is my hubby, Paul Tarbath. And together we run Raw and Healthy. It's a website dedicated to promoting the 80-10-10 lifestyle and all the positive message that goes with it. So we started our venture over a year ago, and it just really took off, and we've got thousands and thousands of followers around the world now, and it's unfolding so fast, and it inspires us to know that there are so many people out there in the world who are willing to get healthy. So we love doing what we do. We've written books, we coach and educate, we've got our own YouTube channel, so it's a real honor for us to be in this position, you know, having been so lost and sick in the past, and standing here and sharing the message of life and health is great. Really fantastic achievement. So we're really honored to be here, to be talking to you, and what I'm going to talk about tonight is 4 years. So we've been on this lifestyle for 4 years, and I will tell you what has worked and what hasn't worked, so that you can learn from our mistakes. So at least become aware of maybe the certain areas that you need to pay more attention to when you switch to this lifestyle and follow it. Our health journey started back in 2006, when we became more aware of, all of a sudden it just started happening. Shifts and changes started happening. It was more of an intuitive journey for me personally. I was just going off certain foods and then reading up about them and understanding, oh, okay, it makes sense. So just the initial feel of, oh, that meat does not look right anymore, and it's just dead, it's tasteless, and I gave up on meat, and Paul joined me. He was very excited. He never liked meat anyway, so yeah, let's give up on meat. And then the same repeated with chicken, and then with eggs, and then with fish, and it went just on and on and on like a snowball effect. And the funny thing was that we used to visit Paul's parents, who lived about 3 hours away from London, where we lived at the time, and every single time we would exclude something, we would call his mom to say, we're coming, so can you please make us something without meat? She would go, yeah, okay, that was easy. That was an easy part. Then we would say, oh, we don't eat fish anymore. Oh, okay, all right. So she would prepare us something with no fish. And then it's like, no eggs anymore. Oh, all right, okay. So then we started going on soy, and we would say, please don't make us anything from soy. And she was like, oh, that's a bit tricky now. What do I do now? And then was it no salt, no this, no that, and eventually I remember us giving her a call when we went all vegan, and we said, we're going to bring our own food with us. Please don't make us anything. So it kind of, she didn't quite understand how you can possibly live on more food or what we were going to eat, but you know, they accepted our path. But that was not the end, because then we reviewed our life, and we understood that actually we need a big shift in our life, and we don't like working in a corporate environment anymore. We don't like being cold. It's so cold in England most of the year. If you live in England, you understand. Or other European countries. And we understood that we wanted something new, something radically new. We wanted to connect with ourselves, to each other, to review our whole life and understand what we want to do. So this time, as well as bringing our food with us to Paul's parents, we had to break the news that our house is up for sale, that we left our corporate jobs, and with just a couple of suitcases, we're going to travel around the world and find new lives. That was a big oh from Paul's dad. Actually, I remember Paul's dad.
He wasn't impressed.
Listening to us. And he gets up and leaves. He just could not take it. That was his reaction. So there were lots and lots of warnings. When we switched to this lifestyle, there were lots and lots of warnings about this lifestyle, and then there were lots and lots of warnings about what the heck are we doing by just leaving it, you know, we're all there. Are these bananas? Doing something to us? So we left England, and we were really committed to determining what was it that we wanted to do in life. So we went on traveling to many tropical destinations. We lived in eco-communities around the world and met hundreds of raw foodists, and were able to sort of observe their lifestyles and the sort of lifestyles that we lead, and their mistakes, and then from their mistakes, and we attended lots of festivals. So we've learned a lot and still learning a lot. To talk about the sort of mistakes, that what has worked and what has not worked in this lifestyle, I thought to start what hasn't worked first, because usually when you come to people and ask them, do you want the good news or bad news first, they will say, give me the bad news first, please. So it's not the bad news at all, it's a learning curve. However, I'm really willing to share the sort of things that we've learned. So the first one was under eating, actually, and this is a big mistake that people make when they switch to this lifestyle, because all of a sudden you're having to eat a lot more than you used to. So maybe you would eat a pizza and that would be 2,000 calories. Now you've got to eat 20 bananas to make up for those 2,000 calories. And we started traveling to places where fruit was not easily available. So we lost a lot of weight, and we started kind of experiencing health problems as well. I came into this lifestyle being very, very weak. I was recovering from major health crisis. I had candida, had severe chronic fatigue. I was struggling to get out of bed every morning and just walk around and talk. I was very, very weak. I had hypoglycemia, which shows that I was on the verge of diabetes, type 2 diabetes. I had liver problems, hormonal problems, digestive problems, and I don't know, maybe I had lots of depression. I probably don't remember it. And Paul had issues like recurring colds, headaches,
hemorrhoids.
Yeah, hemorrhoids. So we were willing to find something that would restore health, and of course, after the 8-10-10 diet book entered our life, and we understood that this is really what we want to do. We committed to this path, but you know, we didn't recognize the importance of eating enough. So we lost a ton of weight, we were very weak. We lived in Ecuador at the time, and it was like a hilly place, so just walking up the hill, 50, 100 meters up the hill, we would be out of breath and so weak and totally lacked strength. And I also lost my period as a result of that, as a result of under eating. So I was very concerned about it all. But nonetheless, deep inside, I knew that what we were doing was right, but it was not happening. So when we realized that eating sufficient amount of calories from fruit is just a very important thing to do, we corrected our mistake, and then from then on, really things started happening for both of us. The second one was high-fat diets, high-fiber vegan diets that luckily we actually didn't try that much, because we were warned by a raw foodist right away that don't do it. It's read this book, the 8-10. So the 8-10-10 diet book was the second book on raw. We read Green for Life by Victoria Botenko first, and that was the second book on raw. And I was like, oh, okay, we'll never go into high-fat diets after reading the 8-10-10 diet book, which I highly recommend to everyone. Really is a must-read. And when we went to Ecuador, we lived in Vilcabamba. I don't know if you know the place. There's the Valley of Raw Foodists, high-fat raw foodists. There's gourmet this, gourmet that. And we tried it several times, and it was just so. We would feel so ill after it for days that we recognized, especially when you see the contrast between being low-fat, feeling good, and feeling light, and being high-fat, going high-fat, and just experiencing all this headaches and stomach aches, so your digestion and constipated all of a sudden, you just don't feel energy, was a big contrast. So we realized that, okay, high-fat diets, and no, we're not going to go into that area. And so was gourmet raw foods that we tried back in Vilcabamba, which is, you know, Rozalind was talking about nuts on top of seeds and avocado and durian and coconut flesh and bananas and dates and all mixed together. And when you eat that, it's just, again, it's so different to eating clean 80-10-10 when you feel good. And, you know, that was one of the things that we noticed when we came into the 80-10-10 diet is that we were feeling good all of a sudden from feeling bad, and eventually we got used to feeling good all the time and we didn't want to feel bad. So we would try these gourmet dishes there, just they all looked amazing and tasted amazing even, but the consequences were not that amazing. The next one was lack of planning, and this lifestyle is different. It does call for planning, greater planning, because on old lifestyle you would come back home, there'd be nothing to eat, you get your pasta, get your tomato sauce on top, that's meal done. On this lifestyle you've got to have sufficient ripe fruit available so that you can eat it, and you've got to plan ahead as well, so fruit takes time to ripen. So that slipped, and when we understood the importance about planning, so when I work with my clients, when I coach clients, it's a very big thing on my agenda, because to explain the importance of planning and the importance of planning your meals in advance and knowing what you're going to eat, it's a much more organized way of doing this lifestyle without panicking and experiencing stress about it. The next one was an interesting one. Is too much doubt and too much conflicting information that you have to deal with when you come into this lifestyle, because to begin with you're not very solid on your path. You've just discovered it, you're trying it, okay, so it seems to be working, but then you meet someone who tells you, no, it's too little fat, you run into health issues, you've got to eat some food in your diet, and all this, you know, it's not safe to be doing this lifestyle. It's like, oh yeah, maybe he's right or she's right, and then you begin to doubt, and then it's like, and then you try what they tell you and it doesn't work, and every single time it doesn't work, and this is how you learn to trust yourself and understand that, okay, so I really, this information, this lifestyle entered my life for a reason. I need to do it, I just need to commit to it. So not being distracted by the people who come from their own perspective, and they may not have read any of the books, they may not have tried this lifestyle, more than likely they haven't. So they will have, you know, their own perspectives which may be far removed from yours, from where you are. The next one was being too serious, and I know that many people can follow into this one, and we did at one point. It's just like, it's a raw food lifestyle, it's so serious, you've got to get everything right. It's like dogmas, rigid, and everyone's so wrong about the way they live, and I'm so right, and you know, and it really is like you become very serious about it all, and all of a sudden it becomes a struggle. Yes, it's really hard to do, and there's just this lightness missing that is missing. So you do need to deal with a lot of challenges in this lifestyle, but at the same time, if you maintain this lightness and positivity, then it makes a huge difference. It really does. And the final one that I wanted to mention about what hasn't worked was dental hygiene. That was back in Vilcabamba. We thought that maybe you don't really need to brush your teeth at night because animals in nature don't brush their teeth, and we kind of ignored it, and we were just experimenting with different things, and we paid the price, and like literally the price of fixing our teeth, and you know, the price of covering the bill, the dentist bill, the dental bill. So we realized about the importance of maintaining the right hygiene, but not just on this diet. People become so, you know, they just blow it out of proportion. All of a sudden on a raw food diet you've got to just do all this extra things that you didn't do on your old diet, but really on any diet you've got to maintain proper dental hygiene and rinse your mouth and brush your teeth and floss your teeth. So looking after your teeth is very important, and it is important on this lifestyle because you are eating a lot of sugar, which bacteria loves.